Hello all, thank you for coming to this meeting. Today I'm going to talk about different things I have covered in the project I've been working on, which is called Global Strategies and the goal conduct business globally. In this video I'm going to cover different topics. First of all, I'm going to talk about the key consideration while moving a business from one country to another. Then I'm going to focus much about how those considerations can affect the supply chain. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the benefits of considering those key information. First of all, this project focuses much on business strategies, which are the key information the business have to know before starting working global-wide. Those strategies help the business to cover different things related to supply chain and know how it's going to make money while working in different countries by considering what the customers need and make sure that they are going to satisfy their needs. Starting from the key consideration while moving a business from one country to another, first of all, acting company have to know the culture, values, and traditions of the country it wants to expand business in. Considering Chinese culture, it's really different from Indian culture as well as Vietnam culture. So that's the main thing the acting company have to know in order to make sure that those customers will be able to buy their product, especially as they want to bring sneakers in those countries. They have to know if those sneakers are really needed by men or women, so as to make sure that they will produce what the customers need. The other things they had to consider infrastructures in the country they want to move their business in. For instance, if the country is not developed in technology, it's hard for them because they will need money to invest in technology before starting operating. So they have to consider how infrastructures are in those countries before entering the market. The other thing is like the way of shortening the supply chain. It's all about supply chain. Is like the movement of the product until it reaches to consumer. That movement starts from the suppliers, where they supply raw materials for the business to operate. Then those raw materials goes in like manufacturing, where they have to design and come up with the product they want to put on the market, and when it reaches to the customers, it's where it is already on the market and the customers are ready to buy them. So the way of shortening supply chain is to make sure that suppliers are nearby the business, and so as it can not took longer to get raw materials as well as producing those products needed by the customer. The other thing to know the market share. Market share goes with competitors to make sure that if there are different businesses offering the same products or the substitute good, it's better for the business to consider those businesses and to make sure that they come with uniqueness which can convince the customers to shift from those products to what they are bringing on the market. The other thing is intellectual property. As different business have what we call intellectual property, which is like your knowledge to make something which is different from other business. That case, when Acme company came in China without having the strong intellectual property, it will be difficult for them because Chinese have the high knowledge to make different products of different category depending to what the customers need. If the customer have a lot of money, they are able to make the product which fit the money they have. And if the customer do not have little money, it's easy also for them to produce the product which can satisfy that customers need. So lastly, the Acme company had to consider labor costs. For instance, if Acme company came in China, it's like there are a lot of population. It will be easy for them to get those labors. But when it didn't consider how about Vietnam or India, it will be difficult for them. They may thought that they will be in need of the same amount of money while the labor cost is high in one country compared to another. Talking about how those key considerations will affect the supply chain. For instance, talking about infrastructure, when there is high technology like in China, it will increase their productivity and they will be able to make a lot of products, a lot of sneakers needed by those customers in a short period of time. As the technology is there and infrastructure is there, they will no longer need many things to invest in before starting operating. The other thing is like collaboration with the government and Lego. That time they need to make sure they understand what the government talk about the business entering the new market in order to pass through different processes in order to get the document which allow the business to operate. Lastly, as I have talking about infrastructures, it's like the key thing for the business to succeed. When there is a way to transport your products easily, it will reach the customers without costing a lot of money, and to be easy for you to gain money as well as making profit by satisfying customers' need. Talking about the benefit of considering the all things I've covered before, like those knowing cultural value and traditional of the country, like shortening supply chain, knowing the market share, the production volume. That's the benefit of knowing that. It's like you will be able to know like what the government need from the business as Acme company, and what the government have to give you so as to operate well. That time it will include like taxes. If you have to pay tax for the government, also the government will be able to create the favorable environment for you to work within that market. For instance, if the money from taxes are used to pay those people in charge of the security, it will be easy for the business to operate in a secure environment. The other things like the other benefit, it's like there will be like a favorable absolute advantage. Like absolute advantage, it's all about the production of different products using little resources compared to your competitors. When you are able to produce large amount of product using the same resources, using the same time, while it's like large compared to what your competitors are producing, it will be easy for you to gain more. And when there is high absolute advantage, you are likely to make a lot of profit compared to your competitors. Yeah, this video summarizes what the business have to consider in order to enter the global market, and how they will benefit through considering the key information, including culture, values, and traditions of the country, infrastructures, intellectual property, labor costs, and knowing what the customers need on the market. So thank you so much, and I hope this information was helpful.